First of all, we've got the wonderful Marc Gallagher. Give it up for Marc, everybody!
Long good night to work again. I get home, the birds are calling. I had to look under my duvet when I long for my brew in the morning. Student budget has me in the cold. The meeting's off, I feel appalling. I hold my hands around my heart as I sip my brew in the morning. A long night to work again. I get home, the birds are calling. I had to look under my duvet and I long for my brew in the morning. In my eyes, in between breaths I am yawning. Tea bag and sugar dissolve with me as I make my brew in the morning. A long night to work again. I get home and the birds are calling. I had to look under my duvet and I long for my brew in the morning. Eyes open, turn to my side. My girlfriend's left without warning. The door opens, my woman arrives, and she gives me my brew in the morning. A long night to work again. I get home and the birds are calling. I had to look under my duvet and I long for my brew in the morning. Long night to work again. I get home and the birds are calling. I had to look under my duvet and I long for my brew in the morning. Cheers. I like tea. Hi guys, my name is Marc Gallagher. I've had quite a wonderful and busy week so far. I've been playing around Europe. I've been down in Ireland for Galway Ukulele Festival this past weekend, and tomorrow I fly out to Germany for a ukulele festival in Mademoiselle. It's really nice that my music can take me places. And this next song is one of my personal favourites from my album, and it's about someone I met when I was on tour in Northern Ireland a couple of years ago. This is called Anna's Song. Didn't want to spend my night alone, huddled up to the TV. Make the most of what time I have left in an old bar by the sea. Sat here in the smoke of shelter, stroll majestically. You proceed to seek warmth by the lanterns as you're warming up to me. The waves of your hair match the tides beside us, smile like the moon outside. As your friends dance away, you choose to stay for the most exciting hour of my life. Conversations and books, films and music, your hands reach tentatively, sharing your gaze personal space as our fingers lock gently. The world carries on outside our bubble, caressing your fingertips, saying that we can be here for too long. My eyes locked to your lips. Your friends let you know that your taxi's waiting, taking you home for the night. Your departure begins, but you pour me in for the most exciting second of my life. We exchanged phone numbers and spoke for hours, even had our pictures saved. Just the following day we'll see each other. Those plans have been arranged. Now I'm stood here with these words and music, seeing my sentimental side. Oh, it's hard to believe, but I don't want to leave the most exciting summer of my life. Oh, it's hard to believe, but I don't want to leave the most exciting summer of my life. Okay. Thanks very much. Generally speaking, I write about women and my experiences with them, but with my current album Level Up, I've been a bit more abstract, and this song's probably the biggest highlight of how abstract this one was. This was me doing my sister's psychology homework for her. She had a case called Combs et al. From 1990, I believe. The case was a guy had a couple of rats in a cage. There's a bottle of water. He injects one rat with poison. The healthy rat sees the sick rat get sick. He thinks the sick rat's got sick because of the water, and through learned behaviour doesn't drink the water. So my sister had this, and the homework task of write a poem or a song about it. So she went, "Mark, you're a songwriter. You do it." And I ended up writing a song from the perspective of the healthy rat. This is called "Won't Drink This Water." Start the day in my little cell. Like to see the world, do something else. Can this to me brightens up my day. Long as you're here, I'll be okay. Oh, Master gives us a spout to drink, trying to keep us happy. I like to think he takes you out, puts a needle in your side, places you next to me, I don't know why. Oh, oh, oh. You're lying down, lying in the heat. It's now my best friend lying next to me. You're a changed man now, you're not the same. I won't drink this water again. Oh, oh, oh. The morning's past, you're feeling worse. Your last like a shadow, break and burst. Spinning feathers, you can take the risk. The way you look, don't want to feel like this. Oh, oh, oh. Cheers. Thank you. So that's off my album Level Up, which is available now on just cassette. If you're interested, if you're feeling retro or hipster enough like myself. Yeah, they're on cassette for about £5 if you're interested. And on my current, I'm writing an album at the moment, which is kind of written, I just need to record it, but studio time costs money, a lot of it. So I'm still trying to, save up my pennies at the minute. But writing a concert down called Songs on a Happy Winter. So I did a thing a couple of years ago called Songs on a Shit Summer, because I had a shit time, and I had all the songs like in order when I wrote them and when the events happened. So I kind of wanted to do the opposite, so I kind of said, right, I want to have a really nice winter, so from like December to end of February. And I went travelling and stuff, and I had a really nice time, and I just need to get that recorded. But for now, I'll do a song from it. So this is a song about a Viennese person who we originally met on Tinder, but we end up meeting in Vienna in person, and we still talk pretty much every day. And it's just a song I wrote for them as a Valentine's gift, and it's in German. So it just kind of tells a story about us meeting, I guess, and stuff. It's called Komme Vorbei. Durch mein Handy geschaut und seh ich ein launisches Gesicht. Fühl ich mich nervös und weiter geh ich mit Vorsicht. Ein Drücker gemacht und Höflichkeiten geb ich dir. Die Smalltalk bewegt und du bist gespannt auf mich. Die Angst, du hast auf der Fensterverlies. Ich stelle mich vor, wie es wäre, wenn ich vorbeikomme. In diesem Garten der Liebe, und für mich war es so ruhig. Aber du, bloß wie eine Truppe für mich. Wir schicken uns Bilder, unsere Stimme sich laut mehr bekannter. Doch nur unser Wort, was unser Gefühl entspannt. Wir fühlen so nah, aber du wohnst so lang da weg. Ich hoffe, es wird schon sein, wenn ich vorbeikomme. Insert the toss out here. Ich wünsche, du streichst mir wie deine Malerei. So zart mit deiner Bürste, so wie deine Hand auf meiner Haut. Aber dein letzter Stück möchte ich gerne küssen dabei. Es wäre schön, wenn ich vorbeikommen kann. Thank you. Thanks very much. I'm going to do something a little bit lighter. This is a song I don't think I've played live before, I don't think. It's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, because I've got cameras and pressure and stuff. So I've got, as well as this whole music thing, I make some money I've got a casual bar job which gives me a couple of shifts a month or so, and I kind of wrote this on a really quiet shift. This is I don't drink, hence the tea, but I still understand the kinship of drinking culture and understand how it can bring people together. And this song is kind of a celebration of it. It's called Who Wants Some Booze? Is anybody waiting? Who wants some booze? I have a gallery of bottles you can choose. I can lend an ear for you learn the latest news? Is anybody waiting? Who wants some booze? I can pour you a pint with a Guinness and a shamrock to clear your mind when you're feeling blue. Grab a cotton and grab a tip or two. Is anybody waiting? Who wants some booze? I can pour you a glass with a whiskey laced in honey. Break the ice with a couple cubes. Maybe get a cocktail as you dazzle in your booze. Is anybody waiting? Who wants some booze? Is anybody waiting? Who wants some booze? I have a gallery of bottles you can choose. I can lend to it for you to lend the latest news. Is anybody waiting? Who wants some booze? I can pour you a wine, put the world to right over a bottle. There a glass long overdue. We can drink together when you're dazzling your booze. Is anybody waiting? Who wants some booze? Is anybody waiting? Who wants some booze? I have a gallery of bottles you can choose. I can lend it here for you to vent the latest news. Is anybody waiting? Who wants some booze? Cheers. It's really nice to be here. I've been following this night for a few years now, since it started in 30-minute theatre, and it's a shame that the theatre's closing down. It's such a sort of an important part of Manchester and the general culture that we have here. Speaking of Manchester, I wrote this song a couple of years ago after things in the arena down there happened, and I was really impressed by the response of the people. You know, how we didn't let it affect us, I guess. And I found it really empowering, and I wrote this song, which became the lead single of Level Up. This is called Bees Keep Buzzing. Sun keeps rising in the east. The world keeps spinning, and the wind keeps its breeze, and the bees keep buzzing, and the bees keep buzzing. Birds keep calling out their song. The shops are open, keep calm and carry on, and the bees keep buzzing, and the bees keep buzzing. The people gather around with pride, spend a moment's peace with my friends by my side, and the bees keep buzzing, and the bees keep buzzing. Simply seated like a child, head into town with my music and a smile, and the bees that keep buzzing, and the bees that keep buzzing. Drink our favorite old bar tribe, step into daylight, see the orange and the sky, and the bees keep buzzing, and the bees keep buzzing. Since I've over across the land, sparing change, and they lend a helping hand, and the bees keep buzzing, and the bees keep buzzing. Windows open to the wind, families embracing in the calm after the storm, and the bees keep buzzing, and the bees keep buzzing, and the bees keep buzzing, and the bees keep buzzing. I've got about 3 more songs left, so best make them good ones. I'm going to do a song that's probably going to knock on my voice. This is a song I don't really play too much anymore. I wrote it in like end of 2016. And the whole premise behind it is my mum is amazing and she went through a lot of shit to raise the 3 kids which she has. And actually no, she's got more kids now. But like when I was growing up, there were just 3 of us and she had a lot of crap. And she did so much which I didn't quite get at the time. And I never really got to sort of thank her for it. And I wrote this song to try and make up for it. This is called How Much I Love You. Can say pennies, never had much, but you gave the children plenty. Look into my eyes, I must apologize, because I never told you just how much I love you. And I have to say, I wouldn't have it any other way, when I never told you just how much I love you. You raised me up, never saw the effort, but I didn't think to look. All the times you drove me to the shows I played, all the sacrifices that I never knew you made. Look into my eyes, I must apologize, when I never told you just how much I love you. I had to say I wouldn't have it any other way, and I never told you just how much I love you. Thank you for the tough love, thanks for the benevolence. At the time I wish I didn't have such ignorance. Thank you for raising me, for guiding me through life. And the songs I'm faithful, I'm gonna sing it 1,000 times. Look into my eyes, I must apologize, cause I never told you just how much I love you. I have to say, I wouldn't have it any other way, and I never told you just how much I love you. Thank you. Well, I did as a promise of knocking my voice now. So So this next song I'm going to do is an instrumental. I'm going to cheat because this is a cover, but I think you guys might enjoy it anyway, and I think it kind of fits the general vibe of here. So I'll just pop the mic stand out of the way and see if you guys recognise this wee tune. Thank you very much. Whew. So now my hands are tired. But yeah, I mentioned before about the kind of concept behind this song, Happy Winter thing, which I'm talking about. And this song kind of encapsulates the whole thing. It's just kind of like it's the last song on the album, and it's all what will be on the album. I just need to record the bloody thing first. But yeah, so this is a song about a French girl I had a thing with in Amsterdam, and it's called Mademoiselle. I really hope you enjoy it. My eyes lit up as your face met my vision again. Friendly reunion, we both know the way to see the day. Let's savor our time, but tomorrow I'm going away. You offered your company, plans are swiftly made. Mademoiselle, Mademoiselle, I shamelessly flirt with no intention to hide. I feel the touch of your hand, like the hints you were dropping by. Off my fiery remarks with a lavender sigh, painting a picture of what our future looks like. Mademoiselle, Mademoiselle, walking through Amsterdam, closer than one would invite. You're confused for a couple, I don't want to clarify. On the cafe sofa, I enveloped you from the side. You don't hesitate, you lean in when we close our eyes. Mademoiselle, my lips tickle your face with my calluses, stroke your thigh. Through timid tension we explore and take our time, enriched by the knock on wood that fills from behind. You don't hesitate when we see what our future looks like. Mademoiselle, Mademoiselle. If you could sing for this next bit, that'd be nice. Mademoiselle, Mademoiselle. Thank you very much. My name is Marc Gallagher. Cheers.
When is it you first knew you wanted to be a musician then?
I wanted to be many things when I grew up. I wanted to be a waiter, first thing I remember, because I liked the notepads. I wanted to be a policeman at one point because my mum was. I wanted to be a boxer and said no. I wanted to be a teacher. That was a big one. I wanted to be a teacher for a while when I was like through high school. It was when I got into sixth form college that I had a more of a better relationship with my teachers, and I realised that I hate kids. So it was from this I was like, this teaching thing isn't going to really work. So it was kind of from that I was like, I liked music, and I was like, this is something I enjoy, and a big motto for me is pick something you want to do and go do it. So I like music, so I went and monetized it and made it my thing.
It's funny how when you're a kid, like the things you want to be is so different. Like you won't even be able to guess what I wanted to be when I was a kid.
I wanted to be a ninja at one point.
I wanted to be a librarian.
Amazing.
Because I like books, and I used to always put my glasses on the end of my nose and go, I'm a librarian. But I'm glad that you've not become a teacher and you've become a musician instead. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't have even met, so.
Possibly.
Yeah, unless, I don't know how we would have met if we were a teacher.
I have no idea.
Alright, so when you started playing music, did you start by writing your own songs, or did you play covers straight away? Or?
Before I learned how to do anything, I enjoyed singing. I started singing for fun when I was about year 6 in school, so sort of 10, 12, 11ish. So I enjoyed doing that, and I remember writing my first song before I learned how to play an instrument. But in a proper sense, I think I started learning covers first before I started really going for it with songs. I mean, I enjoyed poetry. When a pre-musician, I really enjoyed poetry, and that's an approach I like to take with my songs. I like words. I like creating imagery with words. So I'd like to say I think I did covers first, because it's a complicated one to answer directly. Can
you remember what kind of covers you did? Was there anything epically embarrassing?
The first song I ever learned, my first instrument was piano. I learned that in 2009 when I was about 12 years old. And the first thing I learned was the Crazy Frog theme song. So that was the first cover I learned, and then the second thing I learned was the right hand part from Mozart's Turkish Ronda, the diddle-a-dum. So that was, and then I think from that I learned We Are the Champions by Queen on piano. So it's a weird one, just various.
You should have done a medley of those three.
Plans for a future cover video.
I expect to see this at the open mic. So what generally inspires you to write a song?
Mostly women. Women mostly. It's interesting because that's generally I'm a romantic sod, and I like writing about love and your romantic relationships and experiences and being heartbroken because someone doesn't like you and all that stuff. And I grew up on 2000 pop music, so love was a big thing in terms of what I heard, and romance. So I kind of wrote it. I wrote in a lot of that kind of stuff. I think for me though as well, with Level Up especially, there was a lot of abstract stuff. A song about Manchester, my mum, about the psychology experiment, and various things. It's not all just Tinder dates now. There's still a selection of that kind of stuff, but I like to generally love, but I like to take various experiences from my what I go through in life, and I like to try and be relatable, I guess, or just tell my stories and hope that it connects with people.
To be fair, from most of the artists that we've had on, most of your songs are quite sort of upbeat sounding. A lot of the the subject matter might not be, but as in the music that you play, it's you bob your head to it. Whereas there's a majority of artists, every time I ask that question, they're like, oh, I just like writing depressing songs. So
I find that a rather interesting response because genuinely when I think about my set regarding Level Up especially, I think that Brew In The Morning is my chirpiest song, and then it all kind of just goes really melancholy from there. Yeah. I don't consider myself I'm not a really funny guy, and I only have one comedic song, but even that's I generally it's a vein I'd like to try and travel more in, but I don't have the same chops.
A lot of it might be the ukulele. Like it kind of brightens, the sound up, doesn't it?
Potentially.
Yeah. But like, I mean, what do you guys think? It's quite. It sounds like quite cheery. Quite quite a lot of songs, don't they? That's a good thing.
I'm just surprised.
So, what's the process you go through when writing a song? Do you think of lyrics first, melody, or is it like different every time? Like
melody most of the time. I have a lot in my phone. I have in my notes section. I've just got pages and pages of ideas, which are mainly like topical or. So, like in the case of Anna's song, which is my personal favourite from the album, that came from, had the night out in which I met her, and then I got back, and it was the idea of like, there's a lyric, your departure begins, but you pull me in for the most exciting second of my life. That was my really exotic way of describing, saying we kissed, and I really enjoyed it. So I was just kind of playing with the idea of like, yes, we shared a moment, but that one moment, that 1 second was the most exciting thing. And it was from that, and I remember the next day I went out and just having a uke, and I was just kind of jamming a general chord idea, start humming the melody, start finding something that fits, start slotting lyrics in the appropriate ways. It starts off with one lyrical idea mostly, but it's my process mainly goes around just sort of jamming chords out and throwing humming melodies in, and then slotting it where appropriate.
So in terms of songwriters, who inspires you the most and why?
My two favourite songwriters are Ed Sheeran and Brad Paisley. Ed Sheeran I love because of the way... There's a fantastic Tumblr post, I think, which is like how normal people say things, how Ed Sheeran says things. And I love like his use of his exotic way of describing things. My personal favourite one from him is... I could do without the hand. So, I could do without the tan on my left hand where my fourth finger meets my knuckle, referring to that area, referring to a ring, marriage. And I think that's such an exotic way of saying something so simple. And as for Brad Paisley, he's the lesser known from the audience, but he's a country songwriter and singer. He's a fantastic guitarist as well, but he writes a lot of really interesting topics, a bit more abstract stuff, but he's very relatable. I hate a lot of modern country music, but I feel like he strikes a chord, and in terms of his songwriting, he's a bit more inventive. He writes songs about like people picking themselves up online. He had an album called Real House, which was really uncomfortable, and he touched on topics like domestic violence. He touched on topics like euthanasia, and I find that really inspiring because it's nice. Much as I write a lot about love, it's nice to challenge yourself and write about more important things, I guess.
So if you could pick a song that means most to you, what would it be and why? It's a really hard question, I know. But
Of mine or of...
just in general.
One that really sticks out is Somebody to Love by Queen. Queen are my all-time favourite band, and that song spoke to me a lot because romantically, especially when I was in like high school and college, I was very inexperienced, one could say, and I felt like a lot of people were passing me by, and that song meant a lot to me, and it kind of still strikes a chord to this day.
So that songs you've written, which are you most proud of and why?
It's a weird one. I was looking at that question earlier, and it's different ones for different reasons. I think in terms of connecting with a variety of people, I think Bees Keep Buzzing, and I always have really nice feedback on that from Manchester people and non-Manchester people alike. It's nice that it strikes that chord.
I think that one's my favourite of yours, but do you know like I was saying about how yours seems sort of cheery? Well, now that one doesn't, and I think that's what I like about it, is that it's different to your normal stuff, and it does strike a chord when you listen to it. It does kind of like put you in that kind of mind frame where you zone out and just think about it, which is, it's a really good song. So
thank you very much. But there are other ones for different reasons. I think that How Much I Love You, the song about my mum, that one means an awful lot to me because I feel like I'm sort of making up for past wrongs, I guess. It's my way of, making up for all the times I didn't quite show my appreciation. That one means a lot to me to play, even though I rarely play. I kind of save it for special occasions. But from a lyrical standpoint, like I mentioned before, I love words. To quote Donald Trump, I have the best words. I was into poetry and writing poetry before I picked up a musical instrument. And there's a song called Love Is Blind, which is on Level Up, but I didn't play it today. But it's got some imagery which I really like. Lines like, I'd love to plant that seed that grows into your beautiful smile. Or when you laugh, that sweet laugh of yours, I wish it was my joke. And the way I sort of evoke imagery and have subtle references, that's one I'm really proud of from a purely lyrical standpoint.
So which song do you feel gets the best reception live?
Brew In The Morning, definitely. It's my most positive one. In ukulele circles especially, it is the most ukulele chirpy happy song. So that, and also it's nice, I really like tea. So it's also buy me a cuppa later, you're welcome to. So that's one definitely. It's uplifting, it's a bit poppy, it's the kind of thing that could kind of, if like, I don't consider myself a mainstream musician at all in terms of like the kind of music I write, but that's the one that I think would fare best in a mainstream circle.
Okay, so now like it's the start of the event, so it's always hard getting someone to ask a question this early on. But is anyone brave enough to ask Marc a question? Go ahead, Ollie.
I'm not going to be ruthless, do I? Nice. Yeah. What's your favourite brew? Cup of tea?
PG tips.
Get them to sponsor you. Get them to sponsor you. Get them on an advert. Make yourself some money. Seriously, you'd make it.
I'm a musician. We don't make money.
No, but they do, and they'll give you some.
I would love to see you. You could be the new Johnny Vegas.
Oh my god! As long as he doesn't take the part of the monkey, he's safe, isn't it? One serious question. Serious question though. Do Noel and Liam now regret letting you go out of Oasis in the early days?
They are utterly heartbroken.
I'm just trying to imagine Oasis with ukulele as well. Right, has anyone else got a question? Anyone brave enough? Go on then.
So you said it early on you started playing piano. Why did you pick up the ukulele? It's quite unusual to see someone play ukulele.
It's a long answer. It's a question I've answered a few times with a long. Alright, so learned to play piano and that was great. And then the thing I really wanted to be in a band. So I decided there are 4 things needed in a band: vocals, guitar, bass, and drums. I was like, I can sing. I really couldn't then, but I thought I could. But yeah, so that I can sing. So I learned guitar, and we had a module in guitar where we did our first 3 chords: D, G, A, like an easy G. So the 3 chord tricks, and I was like, okay, cool. I got a £4 guitar from Mademoiselle, learned to play guitar. Then a year later, I learned bass because it's just root notes with some fun, nice bits as you go along. I wanted to learn drums, but Mum was just like, no, that's not going to happen. It's too loud. It's too big. Not going to happen. So I'm like, okay, fair enough. So I think from there, I wanted to like sort of expand. I was like, I wanted to be a multi-instrumentalist. I like to consider myself versatile generally, and I wanted to spread myself and be like, I wanted to be in all the clubs in music. I wanted to fill all the necessary roles. It was a big thing for me to play many instruments as I could, and ukulele. There was a guitar magazine I read, and my mum got me like a bunch, like 8 magazines from a boot sale for £1. And in one of the articles was your first 4 ukulele chords: C, G, A minor, F. And I was looking at that, and I got a £20 ukulele, thinking, okay, it's the concept of holding chord shapes and strumming is the same, so I can get one, start learning some things, and then I can say I can play ukulele. It's another instrument I can add to my belt. As for it being my main thing, 2016, I was in an acoustic duo. We broke up, and I needed to re-establish myself as a solo artist. So by picking ukulele as my main thing, it was acting as a rebrand of sorts. And I was doing a lot of open mics on Manchester circuit. It was easier to carry a ukulele around town. And lastly, I wanted to be noticed. And you go to an open mic now, and there are 4 or 5 guitar acts, and there's one ukulele player. Instantly I'm different, instantly I'm noteworthy. People talk to me about the ukulele, and it creates something different. I wanted to challenge the perception of the ukulele and what it can do, because there's a lot of stigma about it being an easy instrument, and I want to show with pieces like Stairway to Heaven and stuff like that, I want to show that it can be more.
All right. To be fair, you know, with the book where we both play, there's a guy behind the bar who's like, "We've got a ukulele man now," and I was like, "Oh, it's Marc Gallagher, isn't it?" We're like, "Oh, how do you know?" And it's like, "Yeah,
Contacts.
That's exactly what you know, and that's exactly what he means." So, right, do you want to tell everyone where they can find your music and stuff?
Sure. My name is Mark with a C, because much as I love my mum, she made things difficult for me. So Mark with a C, you can find me markgallaghermusic.com, although that website needs updating. On my social media, I'm really active with Facebook, Instagram and YouTube at Marc Gallagher Music. I post on Facebook and Insta every day with new covers, and every Wednesday. You can buy my merch. I've got a big cartel store, or you can just talk to me. The merch I've got a Level Up on cassette, and I've got some beanie hats and stuff, and I'm just trying to sell all of them so I can start funding for the next album. So yeah, Marc Gallagher Music, find me on the socials, and hopefully I'll see you guys down the road.
Give it a one more time. Marc Gallagher, everybody! Alright, we're going to have a short break where you can get a drink and go to the loo and have a seat, whatever you need to do. And then next up we've got Harriet Dagnall. Give it up for Harriet, everybody!